Okay, so hello guys, and welcome to another stream. Um, and yeah, oh yeah, I see Star Chronics in the chat. Yeah, tomorrow at 9 a.m. That's a possibility. I really hope it's we get a new
Yeah,
trailer tomorrow. But yeah, I'm gonna have Birdo. I'm gonna play as Orange Birdo.
that'd be the idea.
Since Birdo was one of the booster course pass character editions. And you know what? I'll pick Mary Mountain first, for whoever joins
I've
on
done the
here.
math. It should happen.
And hello, Unsweet, and Koopa Production 64, and Christopher Neff, and Soshi.
Hey everyone.
Yeah. Man, I want
See, I'm also gonna check the other trailer.
yeah, man, I want
See
the
when
new
it came
wave just
out.
to play as PD Piranha once again more. Yeah. Um I was just thinking, like, a couple days ago with PD Piranha being added to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, I was just thinking for some reason, I don't know why, I was just thinking of, like, a meme. I was just thinking of PD Piranha, but he's, like, combined with Peter Griffin, and he's called, like, Peter Piranha. Because I remember, like, a couple of years ago, I saw someone, like, in the comment sections of, like, one of my videos, they said, like, Peter Piranha instead of PD Piranha. I think that's a common mistake, but I just remember it for some reason.
Yeah.
And yeah, Wiggler is pretty cool. Wiggler was definitely unexpected since he wasn't in Mario Kart Tour. Also, how does audio sound?
Yeah. Okay, let me. Sounds good.
Okay. Yeah, there doesn't seem to be any delays here on the game audio.
Yeah. But I was looking also the last trailer for in November was actually on a Monday. On the 21st. So
Maybe was that the week of Thanksgiving? Well, Thanksgiving in the U.S.
November 21st. Is that the week of that?
I think it might be. I think that might have been the week of Thanksgiving. That's why because, so I think that might have been why they did it on a Monday. Because sometimes on holidays, they tend to not post. So
Yeah, because it seems like Thursday, November 24th was the United States Thanksgiving.
yeah,
Okay. Because that would make sense, because that would have been when they would have done the trailer, right? For that
Yeah.
day. So most likely that they just decide to do it on the Monday because of that. That's actually, yeah, that would make sense. So I think tomorrow then has actually a really good chance.
yeah, and also one thing that we mentioned earlier, but not on the stream, was the spotlight for Singapore Speedway. Because usually, in the past, whenever the spotlight ends, because the spotlight is whenever they promote the previous track, well, the tracks from the previous wave, and once they finish the spotlight, then they announce, or at least announce the release date for the next wave. So now that they've done the Singapore Speedway one, I think there's a good chance we could actually be getting the release date announcement soon. Like maybe announced on Thursday and then a release date next week. Imagine the trailer drops the literal second you're done streaming. Well, I feel like that would be a little too late. Wave 2 released in early August. Will Wave 5 be the same? I don't think they're going to wait that long until the next wave, especially since it got a trailer in, like, the middle to the end of June. So, I don't think they're going to wait from, like, June to the beginning of August to do the next wave. That seems like that wait seems a little long from, what they usually tend to do. So, also, hey Jay Plays. How is there a countdown if there's no official date to count down to? I don't know. I was thinking of I wanted to make a title somewhat similar to Wave 5, but I didn't really have many ideas. So I'm like, what do I usually do before something releases? I usually put countdown. So I might change the title and put countdown with a question mark to make it kind of look a little more accurate. But I just wanted I didn't really have many ideas for the title of the stream. I just wanted to make it something related to Wave 5, because, I mean, I am looking forward to Wave 5. And I am anticipating Wave 5, so... Yeah, after this, I'm gonna put like a question mark after countdown in the title, just to make it a little more accurate. Because I was thinking, what should I do to make it, like, what do I usually put in the title of videos when I'm anticipating, like a release for either DLC or a game and everything. So I'm sorry for the confusion. Also, hey Demeech! You're welcome to join the stream, if you're able to. You know, I feel like this track is kind of underrated. I know a lot of people are pretty critical of the city tracks, but personally, I think, like, a lot of people are saying this one is kind of plain in the layout, but I don't know. I kind of like how it's laid out and everything. I kind of like how narrow it is in some sections. Yeah, I'm gonna, go ahead and I'm gonna make the title a little more accurate. Put countdown to Wave 5. The city tracks are cool, but I feel like there's too many of them. That's fair. Yeah, that's definitely fair criticism on them. The reason I'm kind of glad they're adding all of the city tracks here is because they won't become lost media at some point. Because Mario Kart Tour, I feel like eventually I feel like it's eventually gonna shut down. So, yeah, it's countdown, yeah. Yeah, Demeech, I'll call you after this round here. But yeah, I'm glad they're adding the city tracks, because they're being properly preserved, but I could definitely see that's fair. They could have possibly added the city tracks in a way where they're in like a separate pack or a separate DLC from the rest of the tracks. They could have done that, to do it like a little differently. But I'm personally fine with how they're handling them. And I mean, not all city tracks are great. I mean, there's definitely some that I have some problems with. But then there's others like Vancouver Velocity, which sadly probably won't be added until Wave 6 due to previous data mines. Unless Nintendo decides to throw us a curveball again. That one is excellent. The ones, like Bangkok Rush and Amsterdam Drift can be kind of divisive. I know Demeech doesn't like this track, but I actually like Amsterdam Drift because of the underwater sections. And I actually don't really like Bangkok Rush that much. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and call the beach. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have a room with both Anton Retro and the beach.
Did somebody say Amsterdam Drift?
Yep. Your favorite.
You don't like Bangkok Rush, but you like Amsterdam Drift.
Yes.
You monster. I'm also going to join your tournament, too. I'm going to simultaneously play some Mario Kart on my nice OLED screen.
Yeah.
And my Joy-Cons.
So yeah, welcome to the Captain Olimar's Mario Kart stream.
Hey, Captain Olimar. How's it going? I know it's been pretty rough since you crash landed for what, the third time?
Yeah, I mean, I was trying to find, so apparently I found out about this interesting treasure. It was a box saying Paper Mario on it. So I opened it, and I found a weird device next to it. So I inserted the cartridge into the device, and there was a magical game that appeared. Well, actually it's scientific, because I was exploring. But it said Paper Mario, so it was some kind of game, and I played it, and it was absolutely amazing. So now I'm trying to find all of the Paper Mario games on PNF 404. So I crash landed once again when I was trying to search for them.
Keep Sticker Star and Color Splash there.
Oh yeah, I'll just...
We can keep Origami thing. No, I think it was funny when he brought up, I think Pikmin's my next obsession, and I just said, dude, go for it. This series needs more love.
Yeah, I've been...
Obsess over it all you want, just... I hope more people get to play it.
Oh yeah, I've been playing through Pikmin 2 recently, and it's really good. I really like how the caves are implemented. And I also with, speaking of caves, with Pikmin 4, I feel like Pikmin 4 almost feels like the ultimate Pikmin game from what I've played. Because it has a lot of the elements...
Oh, I can already tell it's going to be the best one.
Yeah, and I feel like it has a lot of the things that I love about both Pikmin 2 and 3.
I actually played Pikmin 3 first. But I really got into Pikmin with the first game, the new Play Control Pikmin on the Wii. And ever since then, I just fell in love with the series. Although it's funny because I haven't played 2 until now. I just started playing it today. Which one would you say you prefer, Pikmin 1 or 2?
I would say 2, because I feel like it had... Well, even though 1 is more replayable, I feel like I like the content in 2 a little more. I really like how the caves work. I know they're kind of divisive, because sometimes, like, those bomb rock spider things can fall on you randomly in some areas, and then there's also the, like, the submerged castle that a lot of people dislike due to its difficulty. But all I have to say to those people who complain about Pikmin 2's difficulty is you have Dandori issues.
You do. I like when games are challenging because they really just make you think. That's all they do. I feel like games nowadays have gotten too easy, so when we get something like, you know, Metroid Dread, it's refreshing. But let's see, we got quite a crowd today.
Yeah, hello.
That's nice.
Hello, Super Starfy. Yeah, Sticker Star is trash. What do you mean? It has purple toad. It's amazing. Stay perky.
If you ignore the toads, then it's amazing. I'm gonna have to find my remote to lower this after this race, but I kind of want to do good.
You know, Super Mario RPG, with that, I feel like that kind of ties into my Paper Mario obsession a little bit, since that's the direct predecessor. Well, technically the spiritual predecessor, but it did directly lead into the Paper Mario series. But, since I really like the Mario RPGs, I feel like I've been kind of having an obsession over that as well.
I mean, I can see why. I'm honestly a little surprised that they made a remake of it.
Yeah, and the thing is, I'm like really excited about it because it's actually like everything is it's not a faithful remake in the sense where it's like Diamond and Pearl, where they like where they just like make everything exactly how it is, like with broken, buggy 3D assets. No, it's actually like remade from the ground up faithfully in a good way, where the fact that they're preserving all of like the wacky and cool things about Super Mario RPG, like the unique characters, like the Toads. They didn't make the Toads generic, like the I know in the Mario and Luigi remakes they did keep some Toads, like Toadsworth, and I think Toadbert and some of the other ones like that. But in this one, they're not changing any of the original like Toad designs, because
why do you always resort to Toad about all our Mario RPGs? I think that's funny.
Yeah.
But I would say a better remake to compare it to would be the Link's Awakening remake.
Yeah, because the Link's Awakening remake, like both that and the Super Mario RPG remake definitely look like they're of high quality.
I was gonna say we have Fawful the Great here too, and I was gonna ask, have you played Mario and Rabbids Sparks of Hope? Because I feel like that's the closest thing that we've gotten to a new Mario RPG, and I love that game.
Yeah.
It really didn't get the recognition it deserved. I know you haven't beat the game yet, but I just finished recording the audio for the review, and it's just a matter of getting footage. Because it's just so un-Mario in a lot of ways. It reminds me a little bit of Super Paper Mario, which I'm also working on a review for.
You know, speaking of reminding you of Super Paper Mario, Super Mario Bros. Wonder actually kind of reminds me of Super Paper Mario a little bit, in terms of just being, like, really unique and weird for Mario, which is something that I really appreciate.
Oh, absolutely, and I feel like when I do the retrospective of it, the timing's going to be excellent, because we got Wonder, essentially Mario Wonder before Mario Wonder, although that weirdness isn't exactly the same. It's a different kind of weird where Wonder is kind of like trippy, whereas Super Paper Mario is just weird in the sense of having a lot of things you wouldn't expect in a Mario game. The Fantasizing simulator always comes to mind. But another thing that I think about is Mimi. That scared the hell out of me when I played the game. Like, oh, what the hell is that?
Yeah, I remember when I first encountered Mimi when I played the game originally. I was like, what? Like, I was like shocked when I saw that, because I was not expecting to see that in a Mario game. Because, I mean, just like around that time when I first played Super Paper Mario, when I was like 6 or 7, I was just not like expecting to see like any like weird things like that. I was just used to like Super Mario 64 DS and New Super Mario Bros.
I played Super Paper Mario a little bit in 2011 because my friend encouraged me to get the game. But my first Paper Mario experience that I really dove into was Sticker Star. And then I got lost and never went back to the game.
Yeah, you know what happened with me with Sticker Star? I got it in 2013, but I gave up on Chapter 2.
Maybe I gotta revisit it to torture myself a little bit, but I will say with Super Paper Mario, are you more on the side that enjoys the game and thinks it's a worthy successor? Oh, we got Anton here too?
You know, I think it is a worthy successor in a lot of ways. It's not like in the sense where it's like a proper sequel or like next direction for the 1,000-Year Door formula or 64 and 1,000-Year Door, but it does carry over like the storytelling aspects that 64 and 1,000-Year Door kind of started. And I guess Super Mario RPG originally started, but I feel like Super Paper Mario is faithful in that sense. And I just really like the story writing and characters and different things in Super Paper Mario. But let's see, I'm going to read some of the chat here. I know Fawful the Great earlier, she said, you think Gino and Mallow have a chance of being in Tor now? You know, honestly, I think that's one of my personal wishes for like both Mario Kart Tour and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I know it's probably not gonna happen, but that would be a really good way of promoting the RPG remake if they add like Gino and Mallow in both Tour and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
Yeah, I think that'd be cool.
You know, I would flip out if that happened, honestly, because I've been wanting like any representation from the Mario RPGs in Mario Kart for a long time. Or even WarioWare.
I was gonna say, yeah, it'd be great to see that, but when it comes to Super Paper Mario, for the retrospective I'm doing of it, can we do a little teaser for it, Luigi?
Yeah.
Where I'll just say some of the things about it. Well, you're going to be part of it, and I was thinking that you'd be more on the side that loves the game.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm also bringing in someone who is pretty well known not to like Super Paper Mario, and he did a great bit about why he doesn't like the game. Where I stand on the game is quite interesting, because I really do like a lot of the aspects about it. The story is great. I love the music. The music is great. And I love the world themes. And I can even like some of the character design. But I feel like the gameplay just isn't that good.
Whoa! I just had like I had 3 blue shells coming at me.
You got another red shell, you.
Yeah, I'm personally not a big fan of the gameplay either, especially since a lot of the areas and like sometimes they look the same, especially with like corridors that just lead to nowhere sometimes, or especially with the cloud area. It's just a lot of it was very samey. I like the creativity though. I just think that like the levels themselves, sometimes the 3D aspect isn't really used for some puzzles, but then sometimes it's quite obvious when they use it. So
it's just too easy, especially the boss battles.
Yeah, if they're ever gonna like remaster the game, I hope they fix the boss battles, because I feel like they had like the designs in the concepts behind the bosses are really interesting, but it feels like a lot of they're just like way too easy with the gameplay. But I'm gonna read some of the comments now. So let's see. Koopa Production 64 said, "When I was a kid, playing Super Paper Mario Mimi was really creepy, and it kind of bugged me out. Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope looks a lot more phenomenal than the first game." Yeah, I agree. From what I've played of it, it's really good. And then Fawful the Great said,
you don't need to play it.
"Oh yeah."
You don't need to play
Fawful the Great said, "Oh, I meant to say, Fawful the Great said, oh, I meant to say I own Sparks of Hope, but haven't played it yet. My message failed to send." Koopa Production said, "I probably should have played Super Paper Mario when I was 7, to be honest." And then Fawful the Great also said, "I think Paper Mario has 2 continuities: the original game, Thousand Year Door, and Super Paper Mario. Then Sticker Star, Paper Jam, Color Splash, and the Origami King." Yeah, because it seemed...
I would agree with that.
Yeah, because it seems like a lot of things.
Like Mushroom Kingdom stuff, right?
I did enjoy Origami King. I think it's a good game.
Yeah.
But it could have been better.
Yeah, I feel like...
It's something... It's an interesting thing, because I feel that Super Paper Mario isn't well designed, but has the creativity, whereas Origami King's a very well designed game, but doesn't have as much creativity. And it's so weird. It is so weird, because the rest of the Mario games on Switch, outside of a few exceptions like Battle League, don't have that problem.
The one thing I'll give Super Paper Mario over Origami King in terms of gameplay, I do feel like I can appreciate that Super Paper Mario at least at least with its system, like the combat is a lot quicker than it is in Origami King.
Really?
Well, I feel like the ring system can be pretty divisive. Personally, I'm kind of in the middle with it, because I feel like they could have implemented it to make it good, but I feel like it also needed things like EXP and a better, like, more weapons and a better partner system. But with Super Paper Mario, I feel like it doesn't have like a divisive battle system to kind of slow down the game. Because a lot of people feel that Origami King would have been better if most of the combat was more action-based, like with the Paper Macho battles.
I feel that way too. It's designed more like a 3D Mario game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that honestly the best part about Paper Mario: The Origami King was honestly the music. I think the music was some of the best in the series.
Oh yeah, I agree. The music in that game was really good.
Presentation too. With graphics, it's gorgeous.
Yeah.
And for those who say the graphics don't matter in a game, you're probably a Pokemon fan. If you ignore the game, then it's amazing.
Yeah, the DLC doesn't look too great visually.
You know, I
think Reese said the greatest thing about that Nintendo Direct. Well, that opening was the biggest throw-off in Nintendo history.
Yeah, I was like,
where it started off with the Pokemon DLC, and then it just was amazing after that.
Yeah.
I do find it weird they even put Pokemon in that direction at all, and they didn't do a Pokemon
They
Presents.
really should have done, yeah.
They usually always do a Pokemon Presents. I don't know why they didn't do it this time. Especially since they, you know, for previous Pokemon Presents, they usually have very few things to talk about anyways. And some of them, Detective Pikachu could have been easily like the game that they announced in it. I'm surprised they just didn't do it for whatever reason. They didn't talk about any of their mobile stuff like they do. They always talk about like every single mobile game they have. The new update for Pokemon Masters EX. Like, okay, amazing. Like, no one cares. You know, they always do that stuff. So I'm surprised they didn't actually do any of that. So it's kind of weird. But maybe they're gonna start integrating their content into Nintendo Directs, or maybe they're just gonna do Pokemon Presents for just the new game announcements.
Yeah, and you know, yeah, I really feel like they should have started the Direct off. I meant to say this a while ago, but I feel like they should have started it off with the Mario RPG remake. That would have been much more exciting, because it almost looks like that would have been like a thing to start the Direct off with. I know.
Yeah.
Because I know.
But I will say Super Mario Bros. Wonder is even more exciting.
Yeah, but I was just saying.
Yeah.
I was just thinking because the way it starts off, almost because I think the Link's Awakening remake was that at. No, that was at the end of that one.
That was
yeah,
at the end.
But
like most directs recently haven't actually had anything major at the beginning. Like even starting like I guess like post 2020, because I remember years before that they would have a pretty major announcement at the beginning of a direct. But actually like in recent ones they started off with like actually may have been even the last one of 2019 where it's like they start with like Overwatch or like a third party game like or like I think it was Monster Hunter and then the DLC, like that kind of stuff. They always start with the beginning for some reason. And then Smash Bros, right? That was a big one for them to do a beginning, but they don't have that anymore.
And you know, one thing that I'm really surprised about is the fact that they didn't do Tears of the Kingdom DLC. I don't know if they're still doing.
I think they're probably still working on it.
Yeah.
And even like the Splatoon DLC, like what was that?
I would be happy to wait if it's just as good as the Breath of the Wild DLC.
Yeah, I mean, they've got to save some stuff for the next September one.
I mean, to be fair with Tears of the Kingdom, do we even need DLC at this point? Because I'm still playing the game.
Yeah, that game is huge, and I mean, I could be fine without DLC for a while.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I think them just doing the Zelda amiibo and then maybe doing even the DLC for next year would be a good idea.
And you know, even though
I don't think they need it.
And you know, even though I love Tears of the Kingdom, one thing that I'm glad they didn't do in this direct is finish off the direct with Tears of the Kingdom DLC and not have like anything like and somehow not have like Super Mario Bros. Wonder. I know it's happening now, obviously, but there was like that slim chance before the direct that we were thinking like, oh, maybe they'd end it off with Zelda DLC and not have like a new Mario game.
I mean, it was time for a new Mario game. We went quite a few directs without really any Mario news, but there was one thing that Fawful the Great said that I wanted to respond to. I saw I'm not a Pokemon fan, but I don't understand why this game's singled out for having bad graphics. You really got to play the game to see how bad it truly is.
Yeah, and I mean, you could actually see it in the trailer there too. I mean, it just looked, it's just mind-blowing how low they can go with that game, like in terms of graphics.
The game itself just doesn't have enough like polish or quality, and I think one of the reasons even like the camera system in the game is really janky. I don't know if anyone's like if you guys didn't notice this, but the camera system for some reason even bugged out where it would even zoom farther back to the like when you change from like when you're riding Miraidon or Koraidon, really what happens is that sometimes it will bug out when you switch between them and you you unmount. Sometimes the camera will get stuck in like a different way, so that way it'll be like even more farther zoomed out. It's really weird. Like for some reason, I don't know why the game does that. Maybe they fixed it, because I encountered it very few times, but like it was pretty like I think I ran into that like 3 times. It was very weird. I don't know why the game is janky like that.
Well, it's because you can't make 2 open world games within a year. That's impossible. And
Exactly.
the thing is, I stopped playing it immediately after I beat it. I mainly played it to make the review, and also I was intrigued to see how bad it was, but I never wanted to go back to it after beating the game. And when it really started to ferment, and the more I thought about it,
it's just...
I think it's the worst game Nintendo's ever put out.
Yeah, you know...
I know they weren't directly involved, but I would say it's even worse than Switch Sports.
Yeah, and you know, the thing is, honestly, like, looking back at the game now, I didn't even finish it. I at least finished and got through, through Sword, because that's the version that I got then with Sword and Shield. Those games are pretty bad with Sword and Shield and everything. But at the very least, it's not, like, extremely buggy. It was still, like...
Exactly.
Yeah.
It felt like serviceable Nintendo quality, where it's like the game's menus, they all function properly.
And the building, and you know,
okay.
the funny thing is, one thing that people don't really mention a lot with Scarlet and Violet that Sword and Shield did have is that you can actually go in a lot of the shops and buildings in Sword and Shield.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about that. See, the thing with Sword and Shield is that they're basically pretty much just worse versions of Sun and Moon, but with a British accent to it. Like, Pokemon Sword, it's not as good as Sun and Moon, doesn't have every Pokemon, but, you know, it'll still look okay on your telly, and it'll still work without burning your telly, and, you know, just that goofy stuff. But, you know, it's just... I think the thing with Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, and with Pokemon, I did a poll about this. I asked if there was ever a game that just made you just lose all hype for a series and just make you quit. Pokemon Scarlet did that for me with Pokemon.
Yeah, like I really enjoy Legends Arceus. In fact, I'd play that again. But with this, it's just like I haven't even finished the game. Like even the way like the menus feel in Scarlet and Violet just feels so just weird. Like they're not intuitive. They look nice. I like the way they look, but the user experience is awful. Like why do I have to like go into the map to access certain things? It's kind of weird. I don't understand that, but it's just weird that they made such a large departure from like Legends Arceus was really well designed, really polished, and even though like some of the terrain in that game was a little weird, I still did really enjoy the way that it played.
Now, why would you need 2 Pokemon games within the span of a year? That's just insanity to me.
Yeah.
From what I heard, and I played a little bit of it, Arceus was good, but it could have been a little better, so they could have just polished that up. Christmas 2022 release, and then this year they could have had Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. But...
You know, honestly, why
didn't they just do that?
To be completely honest about Scarlet and Violet, I honestly feel like it would have needed even another year after that. Maybe 2024.
I would say so, yeah. And I mean, we got an amazing holiday title this year.
Yeah, you know...
It's funny because what happened with Nintendo is that this year, and after the fallout of last year's bad games, I was just not very interested. But Pikmin 4 and Super Mario Bros. Wonder and that Direct really just got me hyped again.
You know...
It's great.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
You know, it's so refreshing to actually have a genuinely great year from Nintendo again. I mean, sure, I did like 2022, because there were a lot of games that I did like Kirby and the Forgotten Land, and then Xenoblade 3.
Xenoblade 3 was amazing.
But there were also a lot of very low quality or very low content releases, like Switch Sports, Battle League, Scarlet and Violet. There were like so many either meh or outright terrible games releasing. But that I would say I did really enjoy the good things that 2022 had to offer, and I wouldn't say it was a bad year for the Switch. I would say I would say it's decent. And like, if you've only played like the good,
think it's just the holiday.
yeah, if you only played like the good games like Xenoblade 3 and Kirby and different things like that, then I would say it's fair to call 2022 good if you've only played like the good games that came out of 2022. But this year, it's been consistently good. The only weird game we've gotten so far is that everybody wants to Switch. But honestly, with that game, that's kind of harmless. It's not even, it's like only $30, and it's just kind of like a harmless party game. I mean, even though it's kind of weird, it's not like offensively bad, like Switch Sports.
For some reason, like, that game hasn't really gotten a lot of reviews or anything. Like, look at Metacritic, has like nothing.
Yeah, Nintendo. Well, I'm still waiting for my copy, but I will say this: just people think I like talking about bad games. Of course I do. It's a lot of fun, but I definitely prefer, just for my own enjoyment, having amazing games. We're gonna do Sydney Sprint on my end. Did you guys hear about the guy in Sydney who ate a slug?
I think I heard that from your other stream.
I think I made something in Super Mario Maker 2 I just found called Yoshi Eats a Slug and Dies. Speaking of, that's another game that's quite interesting to talk about, but before getting into that, I will say that I'm very happy how 2023 is turning out. With Tears of the Kingdom, I initially had the impression that it would just feel like DLC for Breath of the Wild, but it's so much more. And I'm glad to be proven wrong, and whenever I'm proven wrong, I'm happy about that.
Yeah.
So Tears of the Kingdom, great game. We're getting Pikmin 4, which I think is going to be even better.
Yeah,
but that's my
I just wanted to say, it's so refreshing actually having a holiday season with, like, that's not full of, or like, that's not entirely carried by, like, a really awful subpar Pokemon game.
And I think also, it's just, like, the last holiday was really carried by third parties, and Nintendo only had to release Splatoon 3, which in of itself wasn't really that, like, important to the holiday itself. So, but this year, though...
in September.
Yeah, exactly. So there was pretty much this year, though, we have Mario RPG, Super Mario Bros. Wonder. I guess you could even say, you know, yeah, I mean, Pikmin 1+2 is a September game, but I guess you could also say it's kind of part of that lineup.
WarioWare?
And WarioWare.
It's a sequel to Smooth Moves, which is the second best WarioWare.
You know, I forgot to talk about that. I keep forgetting about that new WarioWare game because I keep thinking about the new Mario games. That's amazing too. With, like, the fact that we're actually getting like a follow-up to one of the like fan favorite WarioWare games, because you know a lot of people really like Smooth Moves. So I think it's really cool that they're actually doing like a follow-up to it.
Yeah, I recently picked up Smooth Moves even before
the
direct happened.
When I saw the Super Mario 64 DS minigame, I thought of Reese for some reason. It seemed like something he would find just to be really cool.
Yeah, I'd like to see what kind of stuff they
with the 64 DS, because, yeah, you know, that was one that I was particularly interested in, because that's, like, one of my, do you know, like, how I have, like, a few games that I'm, like, really nostalgic for? Like, Super Mario 64 DS is one of them, as well as, like, New Super Mario Bros. And things like that. I'm just really nostalgic for that era of Nintendo with the DS and everything. So that I think that's just really cool, seeing, like, a 64 DS micro game. The only thing is, I hope, like, the harder versions of it, or, like, the other levels of it, have Wario, on that micro game.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, since Wario's actually playable in 64 DS. But yeah.
Yeah, that would be cool, and you could have the different characters, because usually they have, like, variations of each minigame, right?
Yeah, but that'd be cool.
But anyways, I'm gonna read the chat a little bit, so, it's great to see the Mario franchise do two things I never thought they'd do. Make Daisy a mainline character in remaking Super Mario RPG. Yeah, with the RPG remake, that is honestly, like, both that and Wonder are kind of like dream announcements. Because I never thought in a million years they would do a 2D Mario game that was this unique. I know they would do something, like, unique, but I didn't know. I thought they would still play it at least somewhat safe and do something like... Do you know how the 3D world style is in Super Mario Maker.
That's what I was thinking.
I was thinking they'd do something like that, but they actually went full Rayman Legends. Honestly, kind of a completely unique style, even though it is a kind of a little comparable to Rayman Legends. But and then also with Super Mario RPG, just that was like so unlikely that Nintendo.
And it's so faithful too.
Yeah, it's just.
I think that's really the thing about that remake, that it's like they haven't seemed to change anything. None of the toads are like generic toads. All the enemies seem to be there, and there's even new screenshots floating around that seem to be everything exact. So, it gives me really good hopes for the game that it will be extremely faithful, and I'm really excited to see just what else maybe they do to it, because there are some like new features.
Yeah.
From some of the screenshots.
You know, one thing that I am
new, like,
one small thing that I'm hoping they'll do is actually have Luigi have more of a presence in the game, rather than just in the credits. Since Luigi was in the manual for the original game, but, well, Nintendo doesn't do manuals anymore, so I think it would be cool to see Luigi actually in the game.
Yeah, even as just like a Paper Mario the Thousand-Year Door style thing where
where he's just like,
talk to him.
Yeah. Or maybe he could be like a secret unlockable party member. Like they could add him as like maybe. A new.
I haven't played the original, so I actually don't know how if that would be like.
I haven't either.
Add. So
I have.
I got it on my 3DS recently.
I have played it,
there.
But I haven't played like that much of it. I've played some of it, but I've gotten through like the first couple sections of the game. I do want to play it more before the remake releases, though.
Yeah, me too. I like to just play like maybe even maybe up to an hour of the original, just to see some of the differences in how they are in the original. I think that'd be a good idea, just to.
I will say though, with all this announced, do you think there's a possibility Nintendo is watching our videos? Because I looked at it just from what a lot of fans were saying, and Super Mario Brothers Wonder is a direct response to those wanting a creative and original 2D Mario game again.
Yeah, and
I feel like the resurgence of videos talking about Super Princess Peach is getting a new game. I never thought that was going to happen, but I'm super glad to see that.
It kind of reminds me of like some of the Skip games where it's like a bit puzzly.
Yeah, you know.
I don't really know what it will be like, but it kind of reminds me of those experimental games from Skip, like Captain Rainbow and some of those other games that they made.
This is what I love from the Switch era. Nintendo, when they're good, they're like the best they've ever been.
Yeah.
Mario Odyssey is my favorite 2D Mario game. I already know Super Mario Brothers Wonder is probably going to be the best 2D Mario game ever made. Luigi's Mansion 3. And even just weird little experimental games like Mario and Rabbids Sparks of Hope.
And then, and
how Wario would get it together was kind of different.
Yeah, I think even like some of the smallest that they've done have been really cool. I think like Ring Fit Adventure was a really cool thing that they tried, something different.
Yeah,
and it worked out really well for that.
And then also some of the other experimental things like Nintendo Labo and Game Builder Garage. Everybody want to Switch.
Yeah, I just looked at the Metacritic. It's at a 54 right now.
The Beach, have you actually played Everybody Want to Switch? Did you get the game yet?
See, I ordered my copy from store.nintendo.com because I thought it would be a very limited release. And my friend works at GameStop, and he said, guess how many copies we got? You want to take a guess how many copies they got?
3.
Everybody wants to Switch. More like Everybody One Switch. Nintendo has no confidence in the game, which I just
Wait, how many copies was the set?
One. Just one.
To be 100, because it's like, 100 people,
one.
But here's the thing. I ordered it from Nintendo's main store because I thought, okay, this might be a limited release, considering they really want nothing to do with this game. And I mean, you're not even seeing Harmon Smith making videos saying Nintendo's claim Everybody Want to Switch is going to be their worst game ever made. I just imagine that when he's just on the couch,
I think
just talking about it.
Yeah, he's like
middle of the road that like nobody's interested in it. Like people, like it's just so, I guess it's really not too interesting that I guess people aren't really talking about. Because even the videos online, like There was like one review I saw from someone, and then Nintendo Life came out a review, and even Nintendo Life's review wasn't too great about it, and they usually give higher scores to most games. Like their average.
They gave Mario Strikers Battle League a 9 out of 10.
Yes, you know it's bad when they give a game a 6 out of 10.
You know, one kind of...
They gave Switch Sports a 6 out of 10.
You know, one somewhat interesting thing that I saw about the game that might be fun for like a few minutes is like, you can actually, even though it says in the box everyone has to be in the same room, apparently, Andre from Game Explain, aka me, found out that, not actually me, I was just talking about the actual Andre, but, I'm Olimar now, but but basically Andre found that you could actually play it online. You basically have to, like, if you stream the game and you actually get people to join on there, he actually got like 70 people to join online, and it actually works and it functions. Have you ever played Jackbox Party Pack, Dimitri?
Yeah.
I haven't, but I know what it is.
Yeah, it actually works exactly like that. Well, the games are obviously kind of different. It's obviously much simpler and not as interesting on Everybody 1-2 Switch, but it actually does work online, which I was very surprised to see. I didn't think Nintendo would actually allow you to do that. And you know, the funny thing is, yeah, it doesn't even censor, because it lets you pick a profile picture for that game. And
which was like the dumbest idea possible. Why would they think, hey guys, we're gonna let people pick their own profile picture? That's the worst idea possible.
It doesn't even have a filter thing. So you can send anything through there, and it won't filter it out, because it doesn't have like a thing, like, because it wasn't intended to be like an online game. This game is so, like...
I started, and I was going to consider doing a live stream, but unless there's a way to censor that out, I can't do it.
Maybe you could have certain people on Discord, maybe get, like, a group of a few people, like maybe, like, you, me, Anton, T&D, Star Chronics, and a few others that maybe join, and not have, like, a ton of people, or maybe even get, like, a few others, to join on there, but...
And then Pop is gonna drop in.
Yeah, but basically what you can do, you can actually stream the game through Discord, and then also, well, have like a thing where you can view, because on Discord it actually shows it at real time, while on the stream it might be a little delayed. So you could stream the gameplay of us playing, but only have the people on Discord join, like, ahead of time.
Or like, why isn't there just an option to like not let people use profile pictures?
Actually, there is. I think there is an option to not allow profile pictures at all.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I think you could also remove people from the group if you like, for certain reasons. I don't know, but
I believe there's also a mini game in which like you have to find the right color, like with like the matching color, and that's also another like picture taking one.
Oh no.
This game is just so weird with how everything's turning out. I just had a thought. I was thinking, what if 2023 didn't turn out as good as we were thinking? What if Pikmin 4, there wasn't really actually that much after Pikmin 4, and the year was like much different than we were expecting.
You remember like IGN was like, hey guys, don't expect
Nintendo
will have a quiet year.
Imagine if we got something like so much worse. Like, we got a new Mario Baseball game releasing in September that had like a roster of like 12 characters, and like instead of like filling out the roster with different characters like you could in Super Sluggers, you just fill it out with like Toads and like Goombas and things.
Yeah, and there would be no Nintendo Direct. It would just be like a random announcement. Like that.
Yeah.
The Nintendo Direct still happened, but the Nintendo Direct, it would have started off with an announcement for the Pokemon DLC, and then the rest of it would have just been hosted by MC Horace.
Yeah,
and it would be a 25-minute demonstration of everybody.
That would be funny if we actually made like a concept video about it. Like how Nintendo's 2023 could have turned out if Nintendo still decided to go in the direction that they were going in 2021 and 2022. Like they did, like.
Hey, Star Chronics is here.
Oh, hey, Star Chronics. But yeah, as I was saying, like, Mario Baseball, then they do DLC for Nintendo Switch Sports on the expansion pack. And
then they announced that Super Mario Bros. 35 is returning for like 5 days. And that's about it, you know?
Yeah, I'm thinking of some other things to announce. Oh, yeah, like, and then they do, like, let's see, like we have Switch Sports. And
then Dr. Mario World is returning to Nintendo Switch.
You know,
Dr. Mario World return would actually be
cool.
Yeah.
But I'm just thinking of the most Nintendo announcements, like Mario Baseball, Switch Sports DLC. Like, the DLC would include, like, 2 new sports, and it would be, like, $30.
Yeah. Or they return with Super Mario, like, 3D All-Stars, but, like, all the games would be separately purchasable for, like, $40.
Then let's say, and then they do another controversy, because Nintendo always has to do controversies. And then they have like a game, they release a game that is completely digital for the holiday title, and it's like some.
Here's what.
No, let's say like a port. They release a port of Paper Mario Color Splash instead of the Super Mario RPG remake.
How about Mario Party 10? Mario Party 10 again. That would be the name of it.
Or you get Star Fox Zero. But it'd be like Star Fox like 0+1 or something.
Yeah.
And it'd include like some extra mode.
You know, really just thinking about it, you gotta think about how pitiful Nintendo's bad side of 2022 was.
Yeah.
I think the wait for Mario Wonder is gonna feel pretty long. But that's until I realized that it took 7 months to get golf in Switch Sports.
Because they delayed it, and then it was like there was like an issue, right, with the game.
The whole thing was just insanity.
Yeah, like what?
They updated the game one time, and they had to revoke the update because it was causing problems.
I honestly don't understand, like, how past Nintendo's, like, past sports games even happened then. Like, Wii Sports Resort has so much content and so many features, and that came out in, like, 2008 on the Wii, with new technology. I really don't understand, like, what was taking them so long to make a dumbed-down version of essentially that game. Honestly, it's weird, because they seem to be getting everything working with those games, and it was on brand new hardware because they were using the Wii Motion Plus, right? So you think they have better technologies and better stuff to work with to build an even better game.
Oh, sorry.
I'd say even ported Wii Sports Club.
Oh, one thing that I forgot to say that Star Chronic said, he said, y'all think we'll get a Wave 5 trailer tomorrow at 9 a.m.? I hope we do, because...
Yeah.
Is there rumors about it?
It's
Jeff
not...
No. You see...
Jeff Grubb, the president.
You know...
Do you know, like, the president...
Metro is saying...
Do you know the president from Pikmin 2?
Yeah.
I was thinking that Jeff Grubb would be the equivalent of that, like how I'm Olimar. But yeah, basically, so basically the Singapore Speedway got a spotlight recently. Do you know how they do the spotlights, kind of leading up to the next wave? And whenever they do, like, the last one, before the, like, they do the last one, and then shortly after that, we get a release date trailer.
That'd be nice.
Yeah,
I want to play as Kamek.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Kamek.
Because I looked at the date, and it was also a Thursday. Not exactly last time, but no, last time was a Thursday, and then the one before that, Wave 4, was on a Monday, but that was because of the Thanksgiving weekend. So that's why they did it.
Yeah.
So it's very likely that tomorrow is the day that they may announce the actual trailer with all the courses, and then we're probably also then gonna get the release date for like a week after that. So.
Oh yeah.
Especially since now it feels like the perfect time, since there's some time until Pikmin 4. So I think that'd be the perfect thing to release in that slot.
Yeah.
Because I don't think they're gonna wait until like end of July to showcase everything. They could, but I think since they announced everything a lot earlier, I feel like July would be the perfect time. But
I don't want anything to outshine Pikmin 4. I mean, I don't see how it can, considering just how good the game is.
Yeah, and how good the marketing has been for Pikmin 4 as well. Like,
I'm willing to blast Nintendo whenever they do horrible stuff, but I'll gladly, if Nintendo does something I like, throw me the pom-poms. I'll gladly be a cheerleader, and this is one of the cases. Oh my gosh. I was thinking before Pikmin 4 that, wouldn't players want to play the first 2 games? Bam.
Yeah.
You got Pikmin 1 and 2 on the Switch. And I would say, even though the new play control versions are technically superior to most fans, I honestly prefer Pikmin 1 and 2 on the Switch because of the graphics and just the convenience of playing it portably.
Yeah, I think it's just a really unexpected thing to kind of see Nintendo trying to like push a series. They haven't really done that in a while, where they've just been... Actually, I don't think they've really ever done that, where they try to make all the games available. They put a lot of marketing material, put a large demo. They're really trying to make Pikmin more of a thing, especially with like Pikmin Blue. And there's even the Tetris 99 thing.
I was honestly a bit worried that I'd have to do the marketing for Pikmin, and I'd start a series where living as a Pikmin until Pikmin 4 releases, and I'd just be outside, painted purple, and just waiting for frogs to show up and doing what Pikmin do.
Remember I told you about that dream where I was in a Dollar General and I found a purple Pikmin plush, and then Saul Goodman from Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul came in, and we were fighting over the purple Pikmin plush.
That wasn't a dream, that was real life.
Exactly.
It reminds me of a dream that I had. You guys know Josh from the BitBlock?
Yeah.
Well, this was years ago. I had a dream that Josh did a vlog about a dog slot machine he won in a Kmart claw machine. He opened up the dog slot machine, saw pink goo, and said cheerfully, "I think that's medicine in there." And then he ran off with anthropomorphic firefighter dogs.
That's definitely something that the BitBlock would say.
What? He win a dog slot machine and a Kmart claw machine, and he'd say, "I think that's medicine in there." No, Josh, it's pretty funny because with Josh he's one of the biggest critics of the Switch era, and this year he is happier as ever.
Yeah.
You really see in his videos he's chilled out quite a bit, which I will admit I do miss the Mario Party with top 100 rants.
Also, I'm curious, what are his I didn't see, but what are his thoughts on the Mario RPG remake?
I think he thinks it looks cute. He's more of a Paper Mario guy.
I was just thinking because a lot of Paper Mario fans do like Mario RPG, so
honestly,
Josh is interesting
Mario RPG is just a good thing at this point.
He really only likes Paper Mario in terms of the Mario RPGs, like really into them. The first 2, but I don't think he's as much into Mario and Luigi. But I can tell you one thing, he certainly is excited for Pikmin 4.
And with the Mario RPGs for me, I feel like, even though I kind of always get excited and obsess about Paper Mario, I feel like the Mario RPGs in general I really like. Because I really like the Mario and Luigi series. And I'm also really excited about the Mario RPG remake, because I feel like anything Mario RPG related, I just really like.
See, the thing with Joshy is that he has some very interesting takes about games. A lot which I heavily disagree with, especially in regards to Luigi's Mansion.
Yeah, I've heard his takes on that, and it's like, I definitely think that the first game is very distinct, but it's clearly not something that I think that Nintendo would kind of go back to in that specific style. But I do think that Luigi's Mansion 3 just looks really amazing, so I'm surprised he's really not on board with that kind of direction.
It's because he's really into Halloween, and there's a very specific sort of Universal monster movie style he likes, which was present in Luigi's Mansion, and Dark Moon absolutely did not do it for him, and he did not like Luigi's Mansion 3.
Oh, I bet he's excited about the remake.
I wanted to see that. I always watch his reactions after the Direct. He'll do live streams, and I was so excited just to see what he'd say about the Dark Moon remake. And he's like, "Oh, what the hell? You're remastering the worst one?" There are a few things I know. Good style, how to get abs, and that Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon is the worst one. Why remake this game?
And I do find
you know,
it annoying that, like, the first game is stuck on the 3DS.
Yeah,
Why?
I think that's ridiculous.
You know, the thing is...
You know, maybe we could do 1 and 2.
You know, the thing is, I think since we're getting Pikmin 1 and 2, and then, well, we already have them, since, we're getting all of these GameCube ports and remasters, so I actually have a feeling they will put the original Luigi's Mansion on the Switch at some point.
Yeah, I think eventually, it seems that they're kind of putting an initiative of just bringing games over. But in this last Direct, it just felt like, okay, here's Pikmin, here's Luigi's Mansion, like a lot of these games that people are looking to play. Because I guess the thing is, really, they can't do a GameCube NSO. So they might as well just do this, which I think is the next best thing. Honestly, I think it's even just a better choice anyways, because if they just did GameCube NSO,
$25 from
it wouldn't really work, right? Because, like, the sizes of those games are, like, over a gigabyte, so it wouldn't really... You'd have to download the game, and it'd be kind of weird, and they wouldn't even be in widescreen. So
Yeah.
I think just having it in widescreen, and improved visuals where they can do it, I just prefer that.
Yeah.
Because there's really no way that they could easily do it. Like, I guess they did do it with Wii games where you could buy each one on the Wii U, because I guess the sizes, but...
You know, I'd rather have them do this and just give the games the attention and just remaster them. I do wish that Pikmin 1 and 2 were remastered, like Metroid remastered, but just having the games available is a step in the right direction, and I mean, I can't complain. I've been playing Pikmin non-stop. I'm actually working on a review, but it's a little bit difficult to review Pikmin just because there's a lot feel like the game's too complicated or complex, and I just want to put those claims to rest to show that Pikmin is not.
Yeah, because you know the thing is, yeah, because yeah, because with Pikmin, I first got into it with 3 Deluxe a couple years ago. I'm not sure if you remember, but I actually played through the game, and that was my first experience with Pikmin.
That was my first experience, although it was Pikmin 3. Nintendo had a pretty cool promotion back in the Wii U era, where if you got Mario Kart 8 near launch, you'd also get another game with it for free, and you had the choice between New Super Mario Bros. U, Wind Waker HD, Wii Party U, and Pikmin 3. And I chose Pikmin 3, and I played it, and I liked it, but I didn't get as much in it until I was immediately awoken by using the Wii Remote and Nunchuck when I played new Play Control Pikmin.
Yeah.
But I'd love to hear about your experience, Luigi.
Yeah, so Pikmin 3 Deluxe, I really enjoyed it, and that was the first time I really got into the Pikmin formula, because before, when I saw Pikmin, I thought it would be, like, too stressful, from how it looked. I was like, oh, is this gonna be, like... Because it looked like, oh, I don't think I could really get into this gameplay, because I'm mostly used to, like, action games, platformers, some RPGs. I was like, I don't really think I can get into Pikmin. But I played Pikmin 3 Deluxe, I loved it. And then, before I played through Pikmin 1, well, before it was added to Switch and everything, I was thinking about getting it, but I was a little wary before I played it. I was thinking, like, oh, is this gonna... I was like, the 30-day time limit, maybe that is where it gets a little too stressful for me. But no, I played through Pikmin 1, it was really good, almost as good as 3 Deluxe in my opinion, because I feel like all the Pikmin games are up there, like, they're all, like, really close. Like, almost how I feel about the Luigi's Mansion games. Because, honestly, with the Luigi's Mansion games, they're almost all equal to me. Like, I like them in different ways. And that's almost how I feel about Pikmin. But I would say Pikmin, they're very close, but I would say 3 Deluxe and 2, I do feel like they're a little bit better than 1, just due to the amount of content they have. But 1 still... is definitely a strong entry because of the replayability.
Yeah, I would say absolutely. But with Pikmin, yeah, you could play any of the games and you're going to have an amazing experience, but just having all of them available is great.
Yeah. I remember I got into it by, I bought a Wii U, and that was one of the games on the system that was just downloaded onto it, so... I tried it out and I really liked it, and I want to just get a physical edition of the Wii U version. So so I did that, and then I pretty much got to the end of the game. I don't think I finished the final boss, but I was really close. And then Deluxe got announced the year after, and then I ended up checking that out, and I finished the game on there. But yeah, like bingo battle mode is such a fun mode, and you can do multiplayer on that. It's really
my friend Riley and I were playing that the other day and just had a great time.
Yeah, and also,
I really wish they did it online. It would have been so cool.
Both bingo battle and then also the I also really like the battle mode in Pikmin 2 as well.
Yeah.
I really wish they had like online multiplayer with Pikmin battle modes, because they're really fun. And then also, I haven't played Dandori Battle in Pikmin 4 yet, but that looks pretty cool as well. So actually, imagine if they did like a Pikmin like online imagine if they did like a whole Pikmin like online thing where they had all the different like modes from past Pikmin games, but actually had like online support for them.
That'd be great. But I will say with Pikmin 4, like you said, it really does seem to be the ultimate Pikmin game, but it's also just doing a lot new. I feel like it's one of the freshest sequels Nintendo has ever made.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially with that new camera angle too.
Yeah, the new.
My gosh, it was just.
The new camera really does.
Oh yeah.
Make the game feel very
and
different.
the game, like the areas feel a lot more vertical with how like they're designed and everything. Because in past games, they're mostly pretty flat. I mean,
down.
Yeah, I know Pikmin 3 did add some like dynamic elements to the worlds.
But the camera is mostly fixed for the parts
Yeah.
that it does change
But yeah.
How do you feel about the graphics?
Oh, I think they look pretty
I
good.
think they look amazing. It's kind of sad when it's like, I remember when Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, people are like, oh, the Switch, like, it's because it has bad capabilities. But it's like, clearly Nintendo has mastered the hardwares, so they prove that they can make good stuff on it. It's just, it's kind of sad to see that, like, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet kind of showed that, like, the worst in the console's potential.
Yeah. Also, I wanted to read a few more comments in the chat here. Fawful the Great said, not really a fan of the bit block, to be honest, not both in terms of opinions and values. Yeah, I would say that I definitely agree, or with that statement. Since the bit block, there's definitely a lot of things that I disagree with. I don't want to talk about it on stream, but
I think his content's definitely been actually getting a lot better. I would, because I remember he came back.
Yeah,
so,
I would just say with his values, there's some disagreements there, but I don't know.
I think that's just pretty normal, just overall.
Yeah.
I will say though, like, in terms of just opinions on stuff, there are going to be disagreements with everything.
Yeah.
But, considering, I mean, it's a gaming channel, and I feel that way about the game opinions, even if they're radically different, and just, I don't understand or just completely disagree with it. I still enjoy hearing it, because, for one, I love Luigi's Mansion 3, and just hearing why he doesn't like the game, I'm intrigued, because that game has gotten critical acclaim, and hearing why someone wouldn't like the game, I find that to be quite interesting.
Yeah.
I think my opinion on Dark Moon's pretty interesting too.
Oh,
I actually prefer it over the original.
Oh, and then the one thing I will say about Josh is he's very talented with the game mock-ups he makes. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, didn't he make the one Animal Crossing
There was
thing?
a Paper Mario one he did as well.
Nintendo, hire this man.
Even like he does like the craft to like he did like models and stuff too with like paper and cardboard and
Yeah, he did some Pikmin.
Yeah, I remember his Pikmin stuff. I remember he showed that off. And it was really cool.
Honestly,
unfortunately, he was never able to make those into full like videos.
Honestly, I kind of agree with him. Dark Moon is easily the worst Luigi's Mansion game. Honestly, I know a lot of people don't like Dark Moon, or well, not necessarily don't like it, but feel that it's the weakest game in the series. But personally, I actually like all of the games equally. Like I said earlier,
honestly, that's the Luigi's Mansion game I haven't played. I played the first one. I finished it. I played 3. I just haven't played the second one. I have it, but I don't know if I think I might play it and then play the remaster. So.
I'll say in regards to Dark Moon, why I prefer it over the original, it just all comes down to gameplay. I like the puzzle-oriented structure. I love the Poltergeist 5000. I think it's the best-looking 3DS game.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool.
That's one of the first Treasure episodes I did. And it's also Canadian, so you gotta support your brothers in Canada, Anton. I'm counting on you. Now 2 miles.
You know, with my trip to Canada, there's a possibility that I won't be able to go this month due to the fact, like, I have a passport and everything, but they're, like, with family and everything, we're having trouble getting, like, all of the passports together and everything, because I got mine last year, but there's, because I did go to Canada last year, but I'm hoping everything works out. If I don't go this month, I will be able to go in December.
That's the perfect time to go. You know, Anton and I were actually going to meet up, but it just didn't work because it was too crowded. But if I stayed longer, we definitely could have. That would have been cool, though. Demeech live home circuit featuring Anton. Well, actually, it would be Anton featuring Demeech since you're in Canada. I've always been intrigued by actually living in Canada because I love Toronto. It's a beautiful city.
And also,
I'm not a fan of cities like New York and Chicago, but Toronto.
Have you been to Niagara Falls?
I haven't, but I want to go.
Yeah,
there.
You should go there sometime. It's really nice.
It's nice.
And also, I've been there 2 times so far. And one place that I recommend going that's kind of underrated is there's like a small town near there called Niagara-on-the-Lake. And there's like a lot of really cool shops there. It's like really underrated. And I actually went to this restaurant that originally opened in the 1800s.
Wow. That sounds really cool.
Yeah, I think
weren't you asking me
Hill
about
would be,
food to try?
right up your alley.
Oh wait, what did he say?
I think Clifton
Weren't
Hill
you
would be
asking
up
about
right up
food
his
to try
alley.
in Toronto, where you see? Or restaurants to go to?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's this amazing market called St. Lawrence Market. They have all sorts of produce, restaurants to go to. I highly recommend going there. It's like a farmer's market, but indoor, and there's just so much to it. You also got to have poutine when you're in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I always make sure to get poutine when I'm there.
Yeah, the Wendy's poutine is good, but the Harvey's poutine is like, that's legendary poutine. It's really good.
Oh, and then also I saw a chat here, headcanon. Squeaky Clean Sprint is the bathroom of the house that Ribbon Road is in. Yeah, I think that's definitely a possibility. And you know, remember on the live stream that you did the day before the direct, I mentioned that the bathroom track was going to be announced. I got that prediction.
Yeah.
Like that prediction was perfect.
Right.
But
He was right.
Yeah, maybe I'm gonna claim that there's gonna be, let's see, we're gonna have Paper Mario, Purple Toad's Perky Quest coming next direct.
Oh man, I'm so excited for that.
I'm so
You
excited.
know, it's funny you bring that up. There is one Nintendo game I really want a sequel to. I'm not sure if it's gonna happen. Captain Toad Treasure Tracker.
Yeah,
Yeah, really cool.
I've been wanting a sequel
They
to
did
that for a
DLC
while
for
as
that.
well. Well, it actually already got DLC.
Yeah, they did DLC. I'm surprised they didn't just put that in the game though. Like, 'cause
Yeah.
Well,
it is weird that they weren't just able to make it like Captain Toad Treasure Tracker Deluxe and then put that content in there. I know it had new content with the Mario Odyssey stages, but it's strange that they just didn't add the extra content just in it.
my
find it
theory is
kind of
that the
weird.
Switch was rushed to market, and I just wanted to have a stream of titles, regardless of if they were like full-on deluxe sports or just like kind of crappy.
Yeah,
Because if you look at the Wii ports that released in 2018, they were just pretty much just straight-up ports with a like new funky mode.
yeah,
Whereas we got better ports later down the line, and we got a better port with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
And you know, about going back to the squeaky clean sprint bathroom track, one part of the prediction that I am a little disappointed that I got wrong, though, is the fact that you don't bounce off of a piece of poop in the track. They have a toilet there.
Why is it that every time I'm in a stream or have something, there's always a reference to poop? Every time.
It's like me with Paper Mario.
I take Paper Mario over poop any day, but I don't know what it was, but 2023 was summoned as the year of poop.
Yeah.
You heard that in the streams?
I guess, you know, that's,
God.
probably the quality of some of Nintendo's games in recent times, so...
Not this year, though. Be more fitting for last year. But I got a funny story about how it all started. So it all started... Should we do a little history lesson on the year of poop?
Yeah.
Let's go back, yeah.
Isn't there an account named Poop as well?
Yeah, that changed to diarrhea. Okay, so it all started when I did a premiere for the Nintendo Switch in 2023. What games could we see? And it was a discussion with T&D. And I was editing that all night, and I ended up falling asleep through the premiere. And I said, hey guys, sorry I missed the premiere. I just completely fell asleep, but thank you so much for joining. And T&D just randomly says, too busy sending me memes of Pinocchio huffing poop at 3 a.m. And I'm like, I never did that. I sent the meme, but it wasn't at 3 a.m., and it wasn't even that day. So then I just thought, okay, T&D, you can play that game. And I just continuously had Pinocchio huffing poop send to him at 3 a.m. What you can actually do is you can schedule a text message to send at any time, including 3 a.m. So I set it for 5 days in a row. At every 3 a.m., he would get the meme of Pinocchio huffing poop.
And remember when I did it in Mario Paint?
Yeah, it was Petey. I still have it, and it says, "Eat the fluids!" So essentially what happened with that is I wanted it to make it seem like I was legitimately insane, and like I was there at 2:59. I'm like, oh yes, it's almost 3 a.m. Now is the time to send Pinocchio huffing poop.
Oh boy, 3 a.m.
Oh boy, 3 a.m. So I did that, and he didn't talk to me for a few days, and I was thinking there was something going on. Like I was having a rough time. Like, dude, what's going on? Are you okay? Am I okay? Am I okay? And then he just sends me back the screenshots of Pinocchio walking through and going to huff it. That was a horrible movie, by the way, and it's obvious it was just like a cheap attempt to humor. And to be honest, it kind of works because we were laughing about how stupid it was.
Yeah.
But a little bit ago, I don't know if I've told this story, but I was seeing this absolutely insane girl at the beginning of this year. She wasn't a girlfriend or anything, but it was kind of like a relationship thing. And I go to use the bathroom, and the toilet's open. She didn't even close the toilet. And I'm like, what the hell? And I'm thinking, 2023 is really the year of poop, isn't it?
Yeah, that's why I'm disappointed that they didn't put a piece of poop in the squeaky clean sprint.
Missed opportunity.
The toilet is right.
Maybe that's like a secret.
The toilet is right there.
I would say that would give me PTSD.
I like how we all picked Peach Gardens for this one room here, but also with Squeaky Clean Sprint, you know, honestly, looking at that track, it almost looks like a base game track. Looking at it, I mean, here and there are a bit of jagged edges on the models, like in any track that was originally meant for Tour, but honestly, I would say the quality is almost on the level of a base game track.
Yeah,
I would agree.
You know, it's so weird how they handled the booster course pass. I mean, I like it now, and I really appreciate what they're doing with it now, but it's really random how they just started off. It was really bare bones and disappointing when it started off, but now it's so much better. We're getting all of these characters. The tracks are actually on par with the base game, even though not all of the tracks line up with the base game. They at least, the quality of them is at least as good as like a lot of the tracks in the base game. I feel like, especially like waves 3 and 4, they're great. And I just really like the tracks that we're getting here. And then the fact that we're also getting like extra things like characters and then the custom item selection and different things like that. This has been great, and it has really made Mario Kart 8 Deluxe feel fresh. Like, which is something I didn't really expect to say, since this game is nearly a decade old.
Yeah, I didn't expect to say that either, but Wave 1 was not good.
Yeah.
Wave 2 was slightly better, but ever since Wave 3, I'm actually excited. Especially with the additional playable characters. But I will say, just, it's good that if fans didn't leave feedback, you think Nintendo would listen?
Probably not.
Maybe if Pokemon fans wouldn't dismiss criticism of Scarlet and Violet, maybe we could get, you know, competent games. Why would you have to ignore a game for it to be good? You know what I was thinking of when I was playing Pokemon Scarlet? Why am I not playing another game?
You know what the funny thing? I think I saw someone somewhere, I'm not sure like where this was, I think it was either on like YouTube community post or Twitter or something. Someone said, there was like a post about Sticker Star, and then someone, I think they said it unironically, if you ignore the gameplay, Sticker Star is actually pretty good. They actually said this
Sticker Star is pretty
They
good.
actually said this unironically.
Maybe if I don't play the game, then it's good. Although I will say, at least Sticker Star has good graphics and good music, good sound design.
Yeah.
But that's about as good as I can say. Even the graphics, there's nothing interesting in terms of locations.
Yeah, it's all basically like paper rehashes of New Super Mario Bros. Wii. But it's so disappointing looking at what we could have gotten from Sticker Star, looking at the E3 2010 build, because I've been researching that for a couple years, and it's just really interesting. And you know, I'm actually thinking of putting up another YouTube channel dedicated to Paper Mario beta findings, and different things like that, like an archive for some of the, because I actually on Twitter I started the Paper Mario beta archive, and then I also have the Discord server as well for that I also started with someone else on there that's interested, but I'm thinking of starting
interesting question. Or go on.
Yeah, whoa, what were you gonna say?
No, continue, and I can just ask a question, because it was pretty straightforward.
Oh, I was gonna say, yeah, I was thinking about doing a YouTube channel that also have content archived on there. And then also, Fawful the Great, you're welcome to help with the YouTube channel thing, since you've been helping manage the Twitter account.
I would say that for a YouTube channel, you should just go all out and have Nintendo archive footage. I think.
Well, I was thinking
like
of
a smarter idea.
Well,
Super Mario's kind of neat.
Well, the thing is,
in terms of beta.
Well, I was thinking of doing something specific, because with Nintendo it might be a bit hard to archive everything, because there's already like dedicated channels like that look at like dedicated projects like Beta 64 and Unseen 64 that kind of do like Nintendo betas in general, but I wanted to look at Paper Mario. Actually, I might expand to the Mario and Luigi series and Super Mario RPG, like do the Mario RPGs beta, because the Mario RPGs actually has a decently sizable community. Like there's actually like a decent amount of people like in the community between Paper Mario, Mario and Luigi, Mario plus Rabbids, and Super Mario RPG. So
or you can take a concept for your channel and just add your own flair to it. That could work, but if you want to highlight Paper Mario, that's also cool too.
Yeah, a lot of people.
But the question was.
Oh wait, what was the question?
Do you ever want to play Hey Pikmin?
You know,
I feel like that's more
honestly.
So I would just say
honestly
afterward.
You know, honestly, I actually want to try it, even though it doesn't look very good, and it was developed by
it on my 3DS.
And it was developed by Arzest. But but I actually want to try it.
Yeah, I played it for a little bit. It's kind of weird, but...
You know, imagine it... You know, remember when I was talking about the, Nintendo's, like, crappy 2023, if they were to go and, like, if they weren't to announce those Mario games and actually have a good year? I was thinking, what if another thing they could have done, Unova remakes, by Arzest?
No, Arzest Classic. No, Arzest Anthology. Yoshi's New Island and Hey Pikmin.
Yeah.
I will say, Hey Pikmin's at least kind of unique and somewhat original. It's not a good game, but it's not a bad game.
Yeah.
Although I will say Yoshi's New Island's kind of bad.
Oh yeah,
I'd like to see, like, a new Pikmin, like, spin-off. I think, like, because after Pikmin 4, probably not going to get Pikmin 5 for a while. Maybe even 10 years, who even knows. But
please, no.
I'm thinking, like, what if they were to do some sort of, like, Pikmin almost, like, game where you play as the Pikmin? It's, like, either, like, an RPG kind of thing. Like, I want them to try something else with the like, franchise. Like, Pikmin RPG or Pikmin, like maybe even there's a game on 3DS called like the Denpa Man. I don't know if you've heard about the game, but it's like it's kind of a similar idea to what I would have of like where it's like the Pikmin are able to go on adventures, but it's just them and they have like roles, and it's like it's basically like what the Pikmin do when Olimar isn't there, or when the characters aren't there, when it's like them alone, and it should like they would have like swords and gear, be like almost like Miitopia in a way as well. Something
that'd be
like
cool.
That. I think they could come up with something pretty creative with that idea.
Yeah.
Like even the
I will
costumes
say,
like Pikmin Bloom or something.
Hey Pikmin isn't a good game, and it's not even that original or interesting. It's just a 2D Pikmin platformer thing. Nintendo really went 2D platformer heavy at that time.
Oh, Fawful the Great said,
Yeah.
I hope my minor findings and observations when going through Super Paper Mario's files aren't too mundane. No, I think they fit in pretty well. Because I feel like a lot of your Super Paper Mario findings have been pretty interesting, because along with Sticker Star, the development of Super Paper Mario has actually been pretty interesting as well.
It is pretty cool because they were clearly trying to make something that was also for the GameCube.
Yeah, it was originally meant.
Same engine,
Yeah.
and a lot of weird stuff like that too.
The beach. Did you know that it was actually originally meant for the GameCube?
Super Paper Mario?
Yeah.
It would have explained like why the game was different. It's because then they could have made a Wii Paper Mario like Thousand Year Door.
Yeah.
Right. I guess that was probably their idea. I think it's better that it ended up being that way because then it's in widescreen and it's clearly like better on the Wii.
Yeah, I think it was also meant to have at some point it was meant to have a dual release on both the GameCube and Wii, which actually would have been pretty cool because it would have been cool to have a GameCube version of Super Paper Mario. But yeah, in the end, we did end up getting a more polished and widescreen version of Super Paper Mario.
And who knows, maybe even like Sticker Star would have been on the Wii instead.
I will say
had something like that.
A game that definitely would have benefited by being on the GameCube over the Wii is Donkey Kong Barrel Blast. You could have or at least have the bongo controllers be supported on the Wii.
Yeah.
Then it'd actually be pretty cool, but it just kind of sucked.
Yeah. I haven't really played that game. But it I guess, yeah, because they didn't have any bongo support, even though most Wii's had the port for it. I guess the thing is it doesn't take advantage of it because it's part of like the different system, right?
No, you can still play, well, it just uses the Wii Remote Waggle with no option for the bongos. And it's not fun.
Yeah.
And it stinks because it's a cool idea.
And you know, another idea I had about that one Nintendo if Nintendo's alternate bad ending for 2023, I was thinking, remember that, was that the Star Allies review where you had the ending where was that like, there was like one video where you had like a, I forgot what it was, like, you did that thing at the end of the video where you, was
that emo?
Yeah, it was like something like that.
That was Star Allies.
I imagine if you did something like a skit somewhat similar to that, where you have like you review one of these upcoming games like Pikmin 4 or something like that, and then you have a section where you're like having a bad dream or something, and Nintendo announces like Switch Sports DLC has the Pokemon DLC carry the holiday season. And then have like Mario Baseball with like 12 characters at launch, and then like all of the characters like that you select on your team are like Goombas or Toads and things. And then
like yellow flying squirrel Toad.
Yeah. Like Mario Sports Superstars, and it's just like it ends up being like just as bad as like 2020 like a lot of the bad games in 2022. And then I'm thinking what else, what other bad games could happen or bad outcomes could happen. Oh yeah, and then Everybody 1-2 Switch is like the other than like they hype up Everybody 1-2 Switch between now in September as like a big game and everything. Like they actually put marketing into it and charged $60 for it with the same amount of content that it has. Just and then they give it a whole spotlight at the direct.
Like that.
Imagine if they like that. I feel like that could be like an idea for like a bad dream sequence that you have on like a on like one of the reviews for any upcoming games like Pikmin 4 or something.
Nintendo Switch was like, was it like $40 or
$30 in the US?
It was in Canadian dollars. It was $64 because like the regular game price is like $79.99.
And then also for that bad outcome of 2023, Pikmin 4 could be like delayed to like next year.
Oh no!
Just imagine that.
Well,
like,
I'm glad we just have to assume it, or I'm glad we're just fantasizing about bad Nintendo 2023.
It's funny. Like before, we were fantasizing about like new Mario games, like good. Well, other than Sparks of Hope, like good new like mainline Mario games, and like all of these like releases and everything, like Pikmin 4 and things. We were like hoping for that, but now we have that, and we're looking back on like the bad scenario of 2023. Yeah, I was just thinking, it's like Nintendo could have went in a very different direction in 2023, but I'm thankful they didn't.
This year could have been just defined by a horse mask and Zelda. Exactly. But I'm glad that the Direct just proved that Nintendo is more than capable of making amazing games.
My theory is
I don't know how much It's weird because last year it was just 3 games that really just struck me as really bad. But I felt like Splatoon 3 just didn't add anything, and I was just worried about the direction they took. And the fact they approved Scarlet and Violet was worrying.
I have a theory that it's probably like most games were delayed, and that's probably why we ended up with 2022 like that.
Yeah.
Because if you notice, like most games that were delayed came out early this year. Like Fire Emblem was delayed, Advance Wars was delayed, Tears of the Kingdom was delayed. Pretty much the only game that supposedly came out on time is Kirby Return to Dreamland Deluxe. Everything else seemed to have been delayed, even like Everybody 1-2 Switch. So I wonder if there was just a full delayed set of games because of 2020. That's my guess, at least. Because then this year it seems like it's just everything all at once, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Although that does make me curious about next year. We are getting the Peach game and the Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon remake.
Which I wonder, like, those have to be quarter, like, the 4th quarter, right? Those would have to be, like, I guess either the 4th or the 1st quarter. So they must be pretty early on in the year.
Yeah.
I would think. Unless they save... Will they really save Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon for, like, October? That seems a bit far, because that would have been the exact same, like... Actually, no, it would be even longer than it was between Luigi's Mansion 3 reveal and release, which I highly doubt.
I don't think that'll be the case.
I think it's probably Luigi's Mansion. I think that's probably going to be a January or February title, because that's usually when they put like remakes and ports and different things like that. There's New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, Kirby Return to Dreamland Deluxe. I'm
thinking Peach may be like either a March game or like April.
Yeah, that has to be.
Those would have to be very early, because if they do a direct, I mean, they will do a direct in September, And that will probably showcase, like, a few of the things going on.
You know,
and probably give us more information on Luigi's Mansion.
I have a theory. What if the Peach game is actually gonna be released partially on the next Nintendo console, but gets a dual release with the Switch? Because, you know, a lot of consoles nowadays get, like, dual releases, and Nintendo even does that with some, like, with Breath of the Wild and Twilight Princess, and, they might do so, and then they might, I feel like with the next Nintendo console, they might release a lot of the games on both the next console and the Switch. That's a possibility, though Metroid Prime 4 might be far enough away where it's just released on the next console, but that...
My thinking, though, it probably won't be a day one release. I don't think Nintendo would really want that game for, like, the launch title. If anything, I would think that it's probably going to be a 3D Mario that will launch.
Well, I was thinking... Because a lot of times, I mean, at least not with the Switch, but like with older Nintendo consoles, a lot of them had many launch titles. Like, I know some of them had very lackluster launch lineups, like the Switch and everything, but I think there is a possibility they could do, like, maybe, like, 3 first-party games on the launch of the next console. Like, let's say a 3D Mario game. Well, the new Peach game, that would kind of be a little weird. But they could do Metroid Prime 4, a new 3D Mario game.
Everybody 1, 2, 3 Switch?
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, I think the circumstances surrounding the Switch were different because it was rushed out to market.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, you can tell they really just wanted to toss out the Wii U
Wii U.
and move on. And even the 3DS stuff was good towards the end, where it's like they clearly didn't want to kill it off because they knew that they just didn't. They still had some sales out of it, and then they kind of just waited to put like remasters and like, well, not even remasters, like more like demakes onto the system.
Yeah.
It should have been on Switch, but you know.
And you know,
that was disappointing.
Thoughtful the Great said, I'm honestly dreading the Mario Baseball for the Switch. It's almost guaranteed to have a more restrictive roster than Super Sluggers, which is the opposite of what I want.
I just wouldn't even think about that happening, because if Nintendo's been listening to feedback, they'll know that people did not like Battle League. I think I'll do one more round. No, I'm gonna head out.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna...
But it was nice to end the stream.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna end the stream soon also, so...
Yeah, I really
but it's actually... It's great being in a timeline where we're excited, or I can't speak for everyone, where I'm excited for Nintendo again.
I feel like Nintendo really kind of came back this year with the Mario movie, with this 2D Mario, Super Mario Bros. Wonder, Mario RPG. Like, that was probably the least expected thing I ever thought they would do. I thought at most they would maybe just do... I mean, even like Mario and Luigi, like, that was kind of even that, where is that, right? So just to see like a new Mario RPG and like one of the weirder ones to get a remake, which it shows that they can remake older titles without compromising like the originality about it.
Yeah.
Like, imagine if they just would have kind of went a bit boring. But it seems that like I would say that Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door, and I'd say that game has a really good chance.
Yeah.
I'd say like F-Zero GX, even, you know.
F-Zero GX would be amazing. You know, there's a lot of talk about people saying, oh, no one wants a new F-Zero game. That's just people claiming they want a new one because, oh, it's been so long. No, people want a new F-Zero, and Mario Kart can't replace F-Zero. It's a completely different style of game, and it's completely warranted to have Mario Kart and F-Zero, and I think a remake or remaster of GX is harmless.
I think that would be the best idea, because if that does well, it shows Nintendo that people would want it, and most people haven't even played that game, to be fair, so just giving the game just another chance, just on the... I mean, I know it's been like 20 years, but it would actually be really cool, and I could even see them like shadow dropping it like next Direct.
Well,
you know,
Pikmin,
Nintendo's gonna continue doing that, but I think it's a great thing, and especially since
Pikmin,
like
like we were talking about,
yeah, like they didn't.
Nintendo's really pushing the series.
Yeah, you know,
into that
I just wanted to. I wanted to say something. We were since we were talking about Mario Sports for a little bit. I just wanted to say how. I just remembered like just how disappointing Battle League was. That was It's just like when you think of next level games, like most of the games they've made are great. Most of the games they've made are actually good. Like, how did they miss that time? Like, how? Like, it's just so frustrating. Because you know the thing is with Battle League, like they had the animations, they had the gameplay, they had the visuals, but they they just like they had no content at all.
Like, why did they have a story mode or something?
Would you consider it to be one of the worst Mario games ever made, or? Not quite.
I would say, I mean,
to like Ultra Smash or like Superstars, like those games are just very okay. So I would say that Battle League it's a good foundation. I think the problem is with that game is that if they would have just put like a bit more content into it, I think it would have been a lot better. I'm surprised they didn't do more with it. I think it had a lot more potential, especially since they did a few updates and like that was it. And you know, even like Mario Tennis and Mario Golf have a lot more content than those games.
Oh, absolutely.
So, I'm surprised they didn't just add like a quick story mode or something. Like, was it too difficult? Like, the game has a cutscene at the beginning, like all the others.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna do one more
I just find
race
it a bit
here.
Weird. I think they could have just did a bit more with it. I just find it weird.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't pick up the game. I played the demo and I was like, okay.
The demo has as much content as the base game.
Yeah, the demo.
That's why they give.
Yeah,
that's why they have a limit, like the 3DS. It's almost like the 3DS games, how they have limits on them. You know what's funny?
Meanwhile, we got the Pikmin 4 demo, which is pretty much the length of that game.
Yeah, no, it has more content than Battle League.
Way more.
Yeah, it's kind of disappointing. Like, you'd think that they would have just added a bit more stuff, especially since they're like charging full price. If it was like half price, or like even the price of some of Nintendo's other games, then I'd say okay, fine, I guess. But even some other games like Clubhouse games have significantly more content. So yeah, it's just kind of weird. I think they could have done a lot better with the sports offerings for Mario. But I'd like to see Nintendo bring back a lot of older franchises and hopefully do them justice. I think Star Fox, I could see them doing another Star Fox game. I think if Pikmin 4 does well, Miyamoto might want to do another Star Fox title. That'd be pretty neat. I'd also like to see even like, yeah, Kid Icarus return, F-Zero would be interesting. There's still a lot they can do with the series, even though they said they don't have any ideas for it or something. And I'd even like to see Kudu Kudu Kudurin. I think that's a cool franchise. That series is on the NSO. I don't know if you played it.
Oh yeah, I've played it. It's pretty fun.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And
Gaming Watch Gallery, that'd be cool.
Because actually, yeah, that'd be pretty neat too, like a new one.
You know, I find it.
But like.
Oh, I'll let you go on.
I was just gonna say that the studio that did Kuru Kuru Kurin, they actually did Pikmin. They helped with the development of Pikmin 3 Deluxe and Pikmin 4.
Interesting.
Yeah, so like technically, since you know they worked on those original games, it could actually be possible that they make a new entry in that series because they are helping with Nintendo in recent years.
I haven't played it, but that'd be interesting. But this was a great stream.
Yeah.
I'm excited for Wave 5, so hopefully we summoned it for its trailer tomorrow, and hopefully it's soon released.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, well, Reese, Anton, have a great night, and keep calm and Dada on.
Stay.
Also, Reese, Captain Olimar, be there, be square for Pikmin.
Yeah. Yeah, anyways, stay perky. Or should I say,
perky.
Stay Pikmin.
Exactly. Stay.
Hey, Pikmin!